Hi everybody, I'm outside enjoying this snow, this beautiful snowfall in Virginia. It seemed like a really appropriate time to think about winter's coming. And you know, the winter solstice is coming too, which means the beginning of winter, which is next Monday, the 21st. That's going to be a really special day, not just because it's the winter solstice, but there is an event that's going to happen that hasn't happened for 800 years. Before Jesus came to be the light of salvation for us, and before science and understanding what's up in the sky, like we do now, people all over the world were afraid that because of the nights kept getting shorter, that the sun would never come up again. Because that's another thing that happens on the solstice. It's the longest night of the year. The most hours were in darkness of the entire year. And that was pretty scary if you thought that you would be forever living in darkness. I mean, that's awful. So they did all sorts of things to try and drive away the darkness, to try to bring the sun back again. They put wreaths of candles on their heads. They danced around huge bonfires and prayed to their God not to punish them with darkness. Well, isn't that something? That's quite an image. And long ago, during one of those dark, dark nights, 3 wise men were looking to the sky for a sign of hope. And they saw a very bright star. They followed that star and found baby Jesus, the true bearer of light and hope for the world of darkness. And if you look at the sky on Monday night, if it's not too cloudy, you're going to see a very bright star to the south. And it's so bright because 2 planets, Jupiter and Saturn, have come together to form that light. And like I said earlier, that hasn't happened for 800 years. And many people believe that was the star the wise men saw, the same one that we can see on Monday night, if the sky's clear enough. 2 planets coming together to form a bright light, so rare that indeed it was a sign of hope for the world. We light candles and we put lights in our windows and homes during these dark nights to celebrate the coming of the true light, Jesus. And we no longer have to fear that we will forever be in darkness, neither the darkness of the longest night of the year or the darkness of our sin. Here's 2 pictures that show you how this is happening. The first one was taken several weeks ago, and you can see the rings of Saturn peeking out from behind Jupiter. The second one shows only part of the rings of Saturn and a little bit of the planet behind Jupiter. And by Monday night, you won't be able to see any of the planet Saturn. They're all going to be combined. Those 2 planets are going to be combined and look like one giant star. That is just pretty cool. So besides having that event, I have 2 options for how we could experience the longest night. One of them is to do this thing with the kids that I will talk about that has to do with making it dark all at once and then seeing what light does when you bring a light into that darkness. And the other one is you can find a link in Friday's announcements to a document that will guide you through receiving the darkness, not trying to make it happen, but just receiving it. It's something that Luann has written so people could use this at home, but it's a way of just receiving the darkness as it comes. So you have to be prepared for it before the sun sets at 4:58 p.m. on Monday night. So check that out. Not sure where that link is, but look in the Friday's announcements. Isaiah says, "The people who walked in darkness have seen a great light. Those who lived in a land of deep darkness, on them a light has shined." John says that light is Jesus, and the light shines in the darkness, and the darkness did not overcome it. Well, you know, we live in a time where it's kind of hard to experience complete darkness. Just like at the Christmas program the other night, it was so hard to get all the lights off in our SUV and the headlights off, like the running lights off, to make sure that we could have it dark enough so we could see the light. Well, let's see if we can actually find the darkness. So that's your task. So with your families, you kids, if you could work with your parents to try to choose a place that feels safe to everyone to be in complete darkness. Now imagine you won't be able to see anything, so make sure it feels safe for everybody. Also, get a light in your hand, like a flashlight or a cell phone. Make sure that one person has a light anyway. Then make make your house or the space as dark as you can. See if you can get it completely dark. And then after you've done all you know to do, turn off well, take a seat and then sit together and turn that last light off and just let the darkness envelop you. And just sit there together. And give yourselves a few minutes to let your eyes adjust to the darkness. And then put your hand in front of your face. Can you see your fingers? If you can see them, you're not in total darkness yet. See if you can figure out what other light's making it not totally dark, and see if you can get all the way to complete blackness where you can't even see your fingers in front of your face. And now, what is that like? That could be a little scary if there wasn't ever a way to have light come again. And we could say this simple verse and maybe understand it even better, that a light shines in the darkness and the darkness cannot overcome it. You could say that together. And then light your light. What happens to the darkness when you light that light up? And then you could read these words from Luke chapter 1, verses 78 and 79. By the tender mercy of our God, the dawn from on high will break upon us to give light to those who sit in darkness. And maybe you could close your time by singing A Little Town of Bethlehem together. And then go outside. Go out and see if you can see that light that hasn't shone for 800 years with these two planets lining up, Jupiter and Saturn. See what you see. That could be pretty cool. I hope it's clear enough we can witness that. I hope you all have a blessed longest night. Love to all of you, and to all, a good night.